Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you coming back to watch another one. It's a cold day today in East Tennessee. It's where I reside. Don't think I mentioned that in the last video. I do live in East Tennessee, though I was raised in California, but I got out of there a long time ago. Been here 21 years, and we've got some snow and ice and all kinds of fun stuff coming. So thought I'd make another video, and I shared my first one on a lot of the groups that I follow on Facebook. And the one that gave me the most likes, my 8-track group. I got a bunch of likes, and I really appreciate that. And I think it's because, though, all I talked about was records for the most part, you saw the realistic TR-801 over my shoulder. I picked that up at an antique store probably 7-8 years ago for 20 bucks. Brought it home, cleaned the heads, did a little cleaning inside, and it works fine. But I'm not an 8-track guy. I have to admit, that's not really my format. I was a record guy growing up. Dad was more of an 8-track guy. In fact, we drove from California across the country to Tennessee, Florida, and up to Muskegon, Michigan to visit family during the holidays. And most of that trip was spent listening to a Johnny Cash 8-track. I think it was The Boy Named Sue would cut off in the middle when it would change tracks. It'd fade out, there'd be a clunk, and then it'd fade back in. But I enjoy any kind of format of music, and so I started looking for 8-tracks. Heck, you can find them for $0.25 sometimes. And I found some, and you just don't buy an 8-track and think you're going to stick it in the machine and play it. Most of them are going to need work. Sometimes you get lucky, but you got to replace the pads. You got to replace the spline. That's the biggest thing. The tape has a spline, a little piece of foil that it's just a continuous loop, and it tells the head to move down to the next track on that loop, tape loop. So you got to replace that, which means you got to crack them open, which is probably the hardest part of the whole process. But I've rebuilt some. I've had some that worked right as soon as I brought them home, and I wanted to share just a few of the highlights. When you saw in the opening some clips of my room, of my stereo, of my cassette tapes, of my CDs and all that, a little tour of my man cave, you saw I had a bunch of 8-track tapes above my door, and probably got 100, 150 of them. They don't all play. I haven't rebuilt them all, and some of them didn't come in working order, but I do have some highlights I wanted to share with you guys. Some of the good ones that I found that I really like Straight Shooter Bad Company. It's a fun album. This one actually worked. I don't think I ever cracked this one open. I think it worked as soon as I brought it home. Another one, classic, Highway to Hell, AC/DC. Bon Scott at his best. What a great album. I also have it on vinyl. And this reminds me of my youth. Another great one of their best ones, Styx, Grand Illusion. This is the highlight of Styx, in my opinion. I also have this on vinyl. I don't know what Dennis DeYoung was thinking when he came out with Mr. Roboto, but this is a rockin' album. Another great one that I actually discovered later in life, I didn't really like it when it came out originally, is Breakfast in America by Supertramp. I guess my taste has evolved as I've become older. I love this album, man. It's awesome. Rich Davies, unbelievable. Another good one I found. Oh, this is a classic. We didn't grow up listening to Cheech and Chong records. I mean, this is this is classic. We used to quote this all the time. And then the movies, Up in Smoke, next movie. Just great. I love Cheech and Chong. Another good one I found would be the Allman Brothers, Win, Lose, or Draw. It's missing the front cover, but it plays well. And the Doobie Brothers. I always get these two bands mixed up. They're so similar. Both great bands, but I get them confused sometimes. One of the best all-time debut albums, Van Halen 1. I mean, Eddie changed the world of guitar playing. David Lee Roth was probably one of the best frontmen He needs to hang it up now, but boy, in his heyday, he was something else. Beating the Hods, Molly Hatchet. Hard Southern rock at its best. A classic by this band, Aqualung, Jethro Tull. This one I think worked right as soon as I brought it home. This is, I think, everybody's favorite Jethro Tull album, at least one of them. Another great one, ZZ Top, Tejos. Correct me if I'm not pronouncing it right. One of the greatest live albums ever. Cheap Trick live at Budokan. I'm a big Cheap Trick fan. Dream Police, In Color. Great live album. How many hits came on this one? Journey Escape. I mean, so many hits. They ruled FM radio in 1980? Fantastic. And you cannot buy 8-track tapes without coming across a disco one. It's just, you can't do it. Do the Hustle. I've got Saturday Night Fever. I think I've got the soundtrack to that horrible movie, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band with Bee Gees and Peter Frampton. Whew, that was a rough movie to watch, but for the time, why don't you get your groove on? I also think I got some KC and the Sunshine Band up there. Now I'm really showing my age. Anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out to the 8-track group that I shared with. Thank you for liking my video. Thought I'd share some of the 8-tracks I have found throughout the years of collecting. I know you noticed that TR-801 over my shoulder. That's why you started liking it, because I never mentioned 8-tracks in my first video. I talked about records, but I've got over 600 CDs. I've got over 400 cassettes. I've got over 100 8-tracks. I like any kind of analog music. If I find it, cassette, CD, well, CD's not analog, but if I find a good record on CD, I'm going to pick it up. You can't beat the way CDs sound. Records, and if I see a good 8-track. Most of the times it's country, western, and things like that, and I'll kind of pass on most of them, but if I find a good disco or rock album, I'll pick it up. So anyway, I thank you very much for watching. I hope to continue this. This channel started at nothing. And full disclosure, I have another YouTube channel that has nothing to do with any of this subject. It's completely another different hobby that I have, and I've had that channel for a couple of years, but it's a little more work to make videos for that subject matter. But I sit around here in my den, and I like to share what I collected, and I like to share what I have, and so I thought I'd start a new channel. So that's what I'm doing. Thank you very much. Please subscribe if you would. Click that notification, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.